Hello everyone. In this video session, we demonstrate you how to use the portal, the LMS portal which we have created for the logic building practice. So we begin with the URL schoolofcomputing.co.in. So when you type schoolofcomputing.co.in, you will be prompted for your login. The login credentials are already given. The roll number of the student is the username and the default password is welcome1 at the rate. W is capital and you can change the password once you log in. So friends, in this particular dashboard after you logged in, you can see a lot of courses, logic building practice through C. The last but one course is the course which you are supposed to take. As part of logic building practice through C, you will find the course overview, course goals, course structure, guidelines, best practices for writing the code. It is highly recommended that you go through each and every module of the course, right from the course overview. So you have to read all these guidelines because before you take up the course, you need to understand fundamentally what are the objectives of the course, why this course was designed, and what are the expected outcomes if one completes the course, right? So this is course structure. We recommend you to go through all these things. Without reading, you can click here, mark as done to complete it as if you have read, but it is highly recommended that you read each and every module, right? As part of a quick demonstration, I am marking them as done, but I will show you the importance of these course goals, guidelines, etc. For example, if you look into best practices for writing competitive grade code, friends, please observe under this we have shared lot of insights which you never come across your regular programming practice in your regular programming labs. So understand the problem before writing the code. So you have to think before you type. So you need to identify what are the inputs, expected outputs, and what are the constraints. So in every programming platform down the line when you go for your recruitment drives, you have to face these programming rounds, coding rounds in almost every recruitment drive. So in this, you will be working on some coding platforms. So friends, this LMS not only gives you exposure to the platforms, it also helps you in building your programming and problem solving abilities. So there are certain best practices which everyone has to follow. Those best practices are given in detail in these in this particular module called as best practices. So like that, each and every module which is there in the course, you please go through it. See, there are around 15 best practices. Think in logic, not in language, right? So first of all, we need to build the solution. To solve a problem, I need a pen and paper. I need to apply my thought, solve the problem, derive a solution. Once you arrive to a solution, converting them into code or using any programming language, converting it into code is the secondary part. So problem solving is the primary aspect. any language can be used to represent our solution. So please go through all these modules, and coming to the problem statements, we have given the category, right? The digits and numbers are number logic. We have followed this story based questioning pattern, right? The questions are framed based on the various coding platforms, and each and every question was picked from some or other recruitment drive. We have gathered questions from various recruitment drives and coding rounds of various companies, and we wanted to introduce how questions are asked in coding rounds. We begin with a lowest level of complexity, and over a period of time, when you continue this LBP course in your upcoming semesters, this program is expected to this course is expected to run for 4 semesters. So semester 1 you will be introduced to around 250 problems, and in the next semester the complexity of the problems will increase and it continues. So looking at the first problem, please read the problem carefully. These are all very basic questions. Breaking a code before believing it is the title. So, on a platform where hundreds of bags pass through unnoticed, a small rectangular tag carries a sequence so brief that it is often dismissed at a glance. The sequence consists of three adjacent marks recorded exactly as they appear. No separators, no hints, and no explanation. So the sequence consists of what? Three adjacent marks. Now, as of now, in the question, we did not notice like what are those three adjacent marks, but we know that there are three adjacent marks. Now, continue reading. Before the tag can be used, an internal validation is performed not on the sequence as a whole, but through a process that refuses to see the sequence as a sequence. Each mark is extracted, interpreted on its own, subject to a rule that applies independently of the others. Now, no intermediate results are shown, nothing is rearranged, nothing is combined early. Only after all three marks have been dealt individually is their influence allowed to summate. Friends, please observe this statement. Once all three marks have been dealt with individually, is their influence allowed to summate. Summation means what? Adding. Now, the moment you see this word summate, you need to guess that these three marks are numbers or digits, producing one solitary outcome. So, what do you mean by this? You are supposed to find sum of digits. So, once you understand the question, in order to code it, you have to go to edit option, which will take you to the programming environment. I'll try to maximize this. Yeah. So friends, remember, in any programming platform like our School of Computing platform or any other platform used by recruiters, in online coding platforms, we should not use print statements to take the input. Like in this program, a number will be an input and we are supposed to find sum of digits. So we should not ask the user like enter any number, which is a very common practice in our regular programming labs, but online coding platforms do not allow you to prompt the user for input. So remember this, you have to keep this in mind. You should never ask user for inputs. You read the input using scanf, and only the output print statements should come. Now once you type your program here, actually first time when you are typing this program, this run button, the rocket symbol which you are seeing, will be actually disabled. So what you have to do is, whenever you type your program and if you think your typing is done, you have to save the program. See here, I click on save button. So when you save the program, then run button is activated. Run the program. See here, it is not asking me enter a number. I know that I should enter a number. I have entered a number. 2 plus 3 plus 4, it's 9. Now please observe, execution is completed. But execution is not enough. You have to submit the code for evaluation. This is evaluate button. Click on this one. So first time when you are running this program, in the extreme right corner you don't find any grade. After running the program, when you click on evaluate button, your program will be tested on multiple inputs. Generally in our platform, it will be 4 different inputs. So 4 test cases are cleared and I got my full grade. And in some other platforms, the number of test cases can vary. Now once the first program is completed, only after completing the first program, second question will be unlocked in your platform. So without completing first one, you cannot move to second one. Once this is completed, again minimize this window, programming editor. I have minimized it. Now click on next question, LBP 101. So generally this will not be visible, or it is logged if one previous question is not completed. The gate that looked only right. So friends, if you read this one, right, the summary of this question is, there is a ticket, right, it's a theater example, and the one who verifies your ticket is interested only in the rightmost digit. I'm just summarizing this question. So when you read it, no, see here, instead the system quietly shifts its focus to a single symbol, the one positioned at the extreme right edge of the printed sequence. Got it? So he is interested in the last digit, extreme right digit of the sequence. Means the input is a number and I need to find the first digit, rightmost digit. So please read the questions carefully, and I hope you understood what is expected in the second question. And let me show you. It's very simple. No, you say int input. Of course, again remember, you are not going to prompt the user for input. You don't say enter any number, not required. So scanf percentile d ampersand input. Suppose if my number is 23, when I say mod 10, what I'll get? 10 2s are 20, remainder is 3. So mod 10 will give me the rightmost digit. Straight away I'm printing that, and as usual, first you have to save the file, then your run button gets activated, run the program, give some input, 4 5 6. The rightmost digit is 6. I'm convinced with the output, then I'll submit my code to the platform, evaluate. I'll get my score, then minimize, come to the next program. Again, in your login, you may not be able to see the questions because they are logged. Only after completing the first one, you can see the second one. the label that needed measuring, right? So if you observe this question, again, entire section is based on digits and numbers, so straight away we can guess the input is a number. So inside a bustling logistic hub, parcels move endlessly from one station to next. Each box carries a neatly printed label, and on that label sits a compact identification code, short, precise, and deceptive, simple at first glance. Before the code is ever typed into the tracking system, an employee pauses. Task is not to interpret the code, decode it, or validate its meaning. Instead, a quiet decision must be made, one that determines which input field the system will even allow. To make the choice, employees does something subtle but critical. The code is not read as a whole, means input is a number, but as a whole, the entire input will not be considered. Its value is ignored. Its purpose is temporarily irrelevant. What matters is how the code is written. One by one, the marks that form the code are mentally counted, each symbol acknowledged regardless of what it represents. Only after careful observation can the correct field be selected. Based solely on the code printed on the parcel, how many individual symbols does the employee observe? So, what do you mean by this? Finally, this line will give us a clear understanding of what is the question. So, input is a number. Employee is not interested in what exactly those numbers are. Rather, he is seeing how many number of digits are there. How many individual symbols does the employee observe? So, the last line gives you a clear understanding of the question, like how many individual digits are there. So, you have to count the number of digits. So, friends, this is the logic for counting the number of digits. So, I expect you to do all these things. Save, run. Answer is 4. Then submit. Evaluation is done. Like this, you have to read the question, understand the question, and of course, down the line, when you find any difficulty in understanding the question, you can always reach out to School of Computing team. Any of our associate team will be helping you out. The symbol that changed its meaning. Again, if you carefully read this question, you will be able to understand. In this question, the input is a number again. For example, if the input is 7296, 7296. So here they will be giving you an input, a number, and a highlighted symbol. Highlighted symbol is one digit in the from the given number. For example, if 7296 is the input number and highlighted symbol is 2, then the answer is 2000. Not 2000, 200. 7296 means the face value of digit 2, because it is in which position, ones, tens, hundreds. So 2 into 100, 200. Suppose 7 is there, it is in thousands place. 7 into 1000, 7000. So you have to pick up the face value of that digit and find the number. Means 7 is in fourth position, so it thousands position, then the answer will be 7000. So if the number is 7296 and if the highlighted symbol is 9, 9 is in tens position, so the answer will be 9 into 10, 90. Like that, he is extracting the code or he is interpreting the code. And this is what is the summary of the question. So friends, hope you understand how to read and interpret the questions, and we recommend you to solve these problems, write the code, submit the code, and if you get any kind of difficulty, please feel free to approach SOC. And we continue adding questions, and for every new set of questions we try to give you similar kind of demonstrations wherein we can guide you. And we want you people to keep on submitting the codes, and it not only increases your score, it will definitely increase your confidence, and over a period of time definitely you will see a significant change in your problem solving abilities. So friends, I hope this introduction video has helped you in understanding the platform, and you please keep on solving the problems and submitting the code to the LMS portal. Thank you.